Hey guys, Xander of Audiotechnica AT-LP120X here with a bit of a different video. First thing, I would like to apologize that there's no actual, video with this. I tried to get my audio interface to work with my phone the way I wanted it to, but the audio my camera apps were getting, the Google camera app was doing some weird AI noise reduction bullshit, and the Open camera app, even though I set it to use stereo, was not recording stereo. It was only pulling audio from the left channel, and I kind of need stereo for this. What is this? Record review day. I am reviewing I freshly ordered a copy of the 2023 vinyl issuing of Dean Evans' truly amazing soundtrack for the terrible 1995 Super Nintendo game Waterworld, based on the film. Developed by Ocean Software, and it just seems like anything Dean Evans touched on the Super Nintendo had amazing music. The Flintstones had amazing things, but this is even better. This is some of the best Super Nintendo music, in my personal opinion. The map screen, and my favorite, diving. The diving theme is just the most mysterious and ethereal yet comforting thing I've ever heard. And so when I found out there was an issue of this soundtrack on vinyl, I had to get it. This is through a company called Unfortunate Face, who I've not heard much about. Their site does leave a fair bit to be desired. There's no review sections, no really in-depth descriptions, and I didn't even get a tracking number when I ordered this record. But the record was $25. With shipping to West Virginia, it ended up being about $32. Which is not at all bad for new records. Came in a nice record mailer with stiffened bits to prevent the disc from, being snapped. And the sleeve itself, nice and shrink wrap, very professional thing. On the front of the sleeve, you've got some nice artwork, and on the back of it, you've got more art and just a little blurb. It's a very, very simple presentation. Inside, you get the record, which is currently on my turntable, in this plastic inner sleeve. And this is honestly my biggest complaint with this reissue is, well, it's not even a reissue, just issue. My issue with the issue is this plastic sleeve. Now, I'm sure it's nicer to the record than a paper sleeve would be, but this is just, it's really flimsy, and as a result, when you put your record in, turn it 90 degrees, and you try and put it back in, the sleeve just wrinkles and crinkles. It's not stiff enough. It's just really flimsy and floppy. There is a nice hole cut in the middle for the label, but I need to get... A few of my older records are missing the inner sleeves, and some of them have damaged inner sleeves. I need to get some, and I don't think there to be text or artwork on this because it's plastic. And I'm going to have a pain getting it back in the sleeve. Now, about the record itself, they do not say what, weight of vinyl this is pressed on. But it feels very good and sturdy. Probably about 160 gram, I'd guess. And I'm not breaking out of scale. Excuse the dog over there shaking his head. Very nicely cut, very nicely angled edge. No printing issues that I'm aware of. Randomly with orders, you'll either get a standard black or a translucent blue. And I got the translucent blue. Ooh, yeah. Decent amount of content per side. Not, severely groove crammed. This isn't some best of the 70s compilation that was pressed on a paper plate or something. But it's a very nicely done record, and it sounds fantastic. Now, I've not seen much coverage of this online, and the one transfer I did see was using... It just didn't sound right. So I was hoping it didn't sound like that in real life, and indeed it doesn't. Now, my turntable is an Audiotechnica AT-LP120X with the stock VM95E cartridge and stock styles. But in effect, it's a pretty good turntable, so this will give you the most accurate test. I'm going to find and play my beloved diving theme in its entirety. One thing I will note with this record is they didn't take the lazy route with this. This isn't just SPC files being played. Because if you play the SPC file for diving, it's not meant to loop, but SPC inherently is set up to loop, so it'll loop twice and then fade out. This is actually proper. Something like the map theme is extended more than twice, so it does get a little, I wouldn't say irritating, but overstays welcome a little bit, but it's a good song, so I'm not going to complain. Anyways, here's the diving theme straight from the disc. thoughts? Amazing. This is amazing. To think that something this insanely awesome is on vinyl now. Now, I'm not one of those people who's going to think everything sounds best on vinyl, because oftentimes it doesn't. Vinyl has an inherently compromised sound. I mean, if you bypass the preamp and the RIAA equalization, you see the real sound that's on the record isn't the best, and the RIAA equalization has to compensate for that. But there is very much something to be said for that rich, warm tone, the slight crackle. It's pleasing. Now, something like this, where the music is going to be inherently digital, again, whenever I first heard about people doing video game music on vinyl records, it was initially, Sega Genesis music, captured from the real hardware, I thought, oh, that's a cool novelty. And this, I'd still argue that, but I think part of it is just the feeling of just putting on a physical record and seeing that stylus just go back and forth in those grooves, produce some groovy tunes. Anyways, thank you all for watching. If you like this kind of content, let me know down below that you did, and I'll be sure to make more of it, because this is a different style of video for me. This is very, very much different for me. If you really like the content, be sure to subscribe. You can always, remove subscription later on if you decide, this content sucks. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching.